India got independent from British hands in 1947 and 15th of August. So taking a deep-rooted meaning from that sense, we have independent events into probability, and they also form a major chunk of the questions that come into JEE, which you will see one of the questions have come in JEE 2002 which dealt with the same concept. So in this part we are going to deal with the independent events, which is nothing but a specific sort of information in the cases where we have 3 to 4 set of events. So to understand and have a proper meaningful sense into the topic, let's start it. So after the algebra of events and the various application and processes that we have learned in the last part, let's move on to the independent events. There is a sect in which we divide the events that are going to happen into dependent or independent events, and this has got its niche into the understanding of probability concept. So let us try and understand what is independent event. So as we move on, the very first definition of independent event says that if the occurrence and non-occurrence of one event happening does not affect the occurrence and non-occurrence of the other event in any case, is known as independent event. So let's understand what is dependent and independent events. I'm saying that I want to go to this place and I want to go to that place. So if I'm going to this place, at the same time I will not be able to go at the second place to where I have promised. So going of mine to a place is discriminating me to go to the other place, which will not be possible if I am going to the first place. In the similar manner, if I am going to the second place, I will not be able to go to the first place to whom I might have promised. See, going off to a place is discarding the occurrence of me going to the other place. Hence, in some manner, I can say that these two events were dependent events. But suppose I am saying this is raining outside, I am playing inside. So whether or not rain happens outside, I am going to play my indoor game which I was projected to. So this is the relation by which we can understand independent and dependent events. So let's see what is the mathematical term and language that we use for these. Suppose we throw a pair of die, and the first event that we take, it is, suppose the die shows an even number, and the second event that we are saying is that suppose the die shows an odd number. So the die is showing an even number, I can count that it will be 2, 4, 6, or if the die is showing an odd number, I can say that 3, 5 and 1. See, this is the number that is present on the first die, and this is the number that is present on the second die. So if on the first die either even or odd is happening, it is in no manner going to affect the outcome of the second die. So in this case, the occurrence of even number on the first die and the odd number on the second die are totally independent, hence they'll fall into the set of independent events. As also explained over here, the outcome of second die does not affect the outcome of the first die. And so there is one more important point that we need to understand. The terms that we learned in the previous part, one of them is mutually exclusive. We have to be very sure that the events that we are taking cannot be mutually exclusive, because mutually exclusive says that if one happens, it will really discard the occurrence of the other. So if one event has happened and the other is not happening, in that case, I think we can find out a dependency that if one of the event has happened, the second is not going to happen. Let's be much more mathematical and see how do we conclude and include maths into it. So let us define two events A and B, which are said to be independent only if the occurrence and non-occurrence of one does not affect the occurrence and non-occurrence of the other, as stated earlier. So we are quite sure in this case that if two events are occurring and either non-occurring, so their dependence and independence are being separately discussed and separately understood. So this thing is probability of B given A. This we'll learn in conditional probability, but let's understand this. It is nothing but the probability of occurrence of B given that A has happened. See, if I'm considering that my A as well as B are independent events, so let it be, let A happen. The occurrence of B is independent of A, so it is not going to affect B. it is exactly to the same case in which I considered A as rain outside and the B as playing indoor games. So whether or not rain has happened outside, I am going to play my indoor games. So the probability of playing indoor game, given that the rain has occurred or has not occurred, is independent of that, and that is equal to the probability of playing the indoor games. Given that this is not equal to 0, because if this equals to 0, this probability will be undefined, because that will not be an event. And the definition of event was that we know the set of outcomes which are going to come, and out of those set of outcomes, one will be the final outcome. Next case, similarly on the same pattern, I can say that probability of A given that B has happened is nothing but probability of A, because A and B are independent events. Next is probability of B given A has happened is equal to, from the formula, as we know that probability of B given A is nothing but probability of B intersection A and probability of A. So if B and A are independent events, I can say from this definition that this will be nothing but equal to probability of B, and hence probability of B intersection A can be written as nothing but probability of A into probability of B. So if you have two independent events, their combined probability can be written as the multiplication of the individual property in that case. And yes, if the events are not independent, obviously they are going to be called as dependent. See, this is the concept just thus, but the application of this concept is manifold. Whenever you see questions in JEE, they'll confuse you and try to put you up to a situation in which you will do mistake. So let's be very clear that if the occurrence and non-occurrence of any event is discarding the occurrence and non-occurrence of the other, I am very sure that they are going to be independent events. And if they are independent events, this formula is going to be applied. And if they are not satisfying this, yes, they are dependent events. There are certain remarks which we must understand. Distinction between mutually exclusive and independent events is very, very clear, because we know that if something is mutually exclusive, it cannot be a part of independent events, because the definition says so. If I am trying to put up to a point that occurrence of one event is disqualifying the occurrence of other, they are dependent, and probability of their intersection can never be equal to probability of A into probability of B. So hence they will never form the part of independent events. As also explained over here, if two are mutually exclusive, they would be strongly dependent, because the occurrence of one is discarding the occurrence of the other. So if we have understood the concept, let's try to do up a question. The question says A and B are two independent events. The probability of that both A and B occur is 1/6. So if I'm trying to relocate this English into mathematics, I can see a word and means intersection. So it is telling me that probability of A intersection B is nothing but 1/6, and these events are independent, so I can write it as nothing but probability of A into probability of B. The next information in the question says that the probability that neither of them occurs, which means they are trying to tell us that A complement intersection B complement is nothing but 1/3. So which is nothing but probability of A complement and probability of B complement will be this. So they want us to find out the probability of occurrence of A. It's quite easy. What I'll do, I'll try to represent the complement in terms of the probability, because that is what I require. So I think I can rewrite this as 1 minus probability of A into 1 minus probability of B is equals to 1/3, and probability of A into probability of B is given. So let's do one thing, give them certain assumed values, count this as X and count this as Y. So what I can find out over here is that 1 minus X into 1 minus Y is nothing but 1/3, and X into Y is nothing but 1/6. See, these are the two equations which will form, and if you're going to open up this, it will come as 1 minus x minus y plus xy, and that will be equal to 1 by 3, and xy is equals to 1 by 6. And you can put up this value over here, and from there on you can find out x in terms of y, that will be 1 over 6y, and this will become 1 plus 1 by 6, that will be 7 by 6 minus 1 by 3 equals to x plus y. So x plus y is equals to 7 by 6 minus 1 by 3, right? You can find out the value of x plus y. This will be 5 by 6, and x y is equals to 1 by 6. So if you will try to find out the quadratic equation and solve it up, you will end up with the values as 1 by 3 and 1 by 2. So as you don't know which one was the event A and which one was the event B, so in order to get to the correct answer, what we will do, we will take both the possible cases, because I am going to get the same answer if I will take probability of A as 1 by 3, probability of B as 1 by 2. So in the given case, the answer will be both of the above. The probability of occurrence of A can be 1 by 2 or it can be 1 by 3. So this was all about independent events. The understanding is very much required, because this is the topic in which they'll fool you, they'll try to confuse you, but you need to be strong enough and emerge as a champion whenever independent events are there into the examination. So while studying the chapter of straight lines from the sessions, if you have had any doubt, you have to go to the website www.askitans.com. Over there you will see a discussion board. Click on that. Then on the right hand side of the page you will see Ask Experts. First of all, go and select your category. You can choose the category, then you will post your question, and after that you will click on to get answer. We experts at Ask IITian will revert back to you in 24 to 48 hours with the solution. If I have a set of two events A and B and I am talking about its intersection, so how it is going to behave differently into the manner of dependent events and independent events, that is what we have learned specifically in this part. Moving on to the next part, when we will add more and more concepts to our base, then some real rich good questions can be made, which will definitely going to use the concept of independent and dependent events. So I hope this was clear and has given you a sense of responsibility and confidence into the questions of probability. Moving further, we have conditional probability coming up for you, so stay tuned.